Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We are diving right into a super important topic today. Think before you bully, and we're really going to unpack the true weight of our daily interactions. In our fast-paced lives, it is so incredibly easy to just brush off those passing moments in the hallway or the break room. But today, we're going to slow those moments right down. We're going to look at the anatomy of exclusion, the long-term impact of casual cruelty, and what it actually means to be truly strong. So I want to start by asking you a really blunt question. Is it ever really just a joke? Picture a student walking down a crowded school hallway. As they walk by, a group of kids are whispering. They're laughing. It's a scenario we've literally all witnessed at some point, right? This stark question really asks us to drop our defenses for a second and honestly ask ourselves if I was just joking actually holds up when we look at the real human cost. Because isolation doesn't usually start with some grand orchestrated campaign. It's built in micro moments. First, it's just one joke. The barrier to causing someone pain is astonishingly low. It's a rapid, fleeting action that the instigator might completely forget about literally 30 seconds later. Then it's one comment. Think about the heavy weight of whispered words and shared laughter at someone else's expense. Bullying isn't always a physical confrontation, right? A lot of the time, it's verbal. It's that sly, passive-aggressive remark that seems totally trivial to the group, but feels absolute and immediate for the person on the receiving end. And finally, one push. Whether that's an actual physical shove or a metaphorical one, this single action represents a forceful exclusion. One joke, one comment, one push. Let's be clear, these aren't harmless interactions. They are the actual building blocks of hostility. They actively create an environment where someone feels, to their core, that they fundamentally do not belong. Which brings us to Section 1, the illusion of harmlessness. There is a staggering disconnect here between the instigator and the target. To the instigator, a passing comment is just a 5-second action, a quick laugh. Hey, it may seem harmless to you, right? But the target's reality is entirely different. What gets categorized as a temporary, meaningless blip by one person becomes this defining, totally isolating reality for the person sitting alone at the lunch table. It can literally hurt for years. And that's because trauma does not operate on the same clock as the instigator's memory. A supposedly harmless action can hurt for days, weeks, or even years. The pain compounds over time. Actually, to put that into perspective, neurologically speaking, social exclusion triggers the exact same neural pathways in the human brain as actual physical pain. That is wild. That's exactly why a joke told on a Tuesday can still dictate how safe that student feels walking into a room 3 whole years later. Understanding this timeline is absolutely crucial for why we must be hyper-aware of our daily interactions. Let's pivot now to Section 2, redefining true strength. Okay, it is well past time to upend this toxic myth that strength means dominating others, or being the loudest in the room, or putting someone else down just to elevate yourself. Real strength isn't making others feel small. Real strength is showing kindness and respect. It's not some passive or soft trait. It is an active, incredibly powerful choice that actually takes a lot of real courage. So what does that courage look like in practice? Well, it's highly actionable. Step 1, step in. Physically or verbally break that cycle of isolation. Step 2, sit beside them. Move right into the target space to show genuine solidarity. And step 3, offer friendship. You don't need to be a superhero to change the narrative. You literally just need to be willing to take a seat next to someone who's sitting alone. That is what real strength in action looks like. And that flows perfectly into Section 3, a culture of belonging. The mandate here for transformation is super clear. Choose kindness. Stop bullying. Make school a place where absolutely everyone belongs and include everyone in activities. A true culture of belonging isn't an accident. It doesn't just magically happen. It is the result of deliberate, daily choices made by an entire community to actively pull people in rather than push them out. And this commitment goes way beyond the physical hallways. You've probably seen hashtags like #StopBullying and #ChooseKindness, right? Well, they aren't just passing digital trends. They serve as a real rallying cry. They're personal mantras you can carry with you, representing a public, daily commitment to the principles of inclusion. Ultimately, the whole shebang comes down to this. Be the reason someone smiles today. Because here's the incredible thing. You have the exact same amount of power to create joy as an instigator has to create pain. Your single comment, your simple gesture of just sitting next to someone, can absolutely be the defining positive moment in someone else's entire life. So, as we wrap up, remember that the illusion of harmlessness is just that. It's a total illusion. The pain lasts, but guess what? So does the impact of true strength. The only question left for us right now is, how will you choose kindness today? Will you step in? Will you sit beside someone? The opportunity to totally change the narrative is waiting for you right now. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I will see you next time.